Hi, this is Angela McFarlane and you're stamping with AMAC. For the last card, I used the Meadows dies from the Quiet Meadows Bundle. And I wanted to create a different style of shaker card. So I wanted to show you 4 different types of ways of making shaker cards. With this one, I actually used the Stampin' Up! Mini mason jar domes. And these are actually sticky on the top and on the bottom, so keep that in mind. I wanted to create the look so that the stems were actually inside the jar, as well as having the little shaker shapes around it. But because this is a sealed unit, that was a little bit of a challenge. So once again, you can just fold your card base in half. And I've already prepared your next layer by punching out the jar. Now I just pushed this right up hard against the bottom of the card and I tried to center it and then just punched that out. And then what we'll need to do is just sort of sit that on there. Thanks, Keith. It's okay. So we'll just sit that on there to arrange your flowers or to arrange your cutouts. So if you don't have that sitting on there, you could arrange these freehand, but they could end up too high on your card. So I do recommend just sitting that in there as a template. Then what I would do is kind of note where that top edge finishes in your jar, just so you can line it up. So you might actually want to come down a little bit lower. It's entirely up to you, but just take note of where you want to stick the glue to. And then if you have any little bits and pieces in your cutouts, just poke them out, remove them. So my second one's sort of going to go something like that. My third one's going to go like that. So then when I've taken note of where I'm going to be gluing that down to, that's just for actually placing the glue on it so it is stuck down properly. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue here and stick that down. So I know that I've come to the join there. And place that stem in. Thanks for your help, Keith. It's okay. And then my next one, I think I'll go up to this join, but I'm just going to stay below that because when you cut those off, you don't want to have to connect them when you line them up again. So I just go there. Add a little bit of glue. We don't want too much. And sort of arrange that so it's overlapping a little bit. This is the bit where you really need to take your time. I've sort of staggered my flower arrangement. I'm going to go to that notch and keep that in line with that as well. So just keeping in mind, once again, I'll just go below that notch. So I'll stick tiny bit of glue to there. I'll just go there. A little bit along my stem. When I stick that down, I'm still inside the jar. There we go. Then when you have all of those stuck on, you can flip that over and snip all this off at the top, very top of the jar. And you want to save all these pieces, even that other little piece of leaf, because they'll all get connected back on. So then what we need to do is line this up exactly where you want it to go. And then we need to, thanks Keith, it's okay, yeah, you play with that. Then we need to glue our jar down in position. So you're using this top piece as a template. Sorry, my helper's decided he wants to be a bit playful. Okay, come on, look out, go. So once you've got that in position, you can pull this out over the top. And then we're going to attach our little jar to this part of the card. So the first thing you want to do is have the dome facing upwards, and when you can find the edge of the tape, trust me, it does come up. It came up first pop when I wasn't doing it on camera, because that's always the way. Okay, so you want to peel that off and not drop it. And you want to, might be easier to hold your paper like that and then just pop it through the hole to actually stick it down. I think I had a little bit of glue on my hands. So be careful that you don't have any glue on your hands. It will wipe off. Get a bit of a wet wipe later. Okay, so now that can get stuck down onto the front of your card. But don't forget to put your sprinkles in. So I used a little retired heart punch to cut out the sprinkles. And I just sit them on top of there, because you can't put them inside the dome and flip that over for lining up purposes. And then when you've set your little sprinkles on there, just peel off that side and you can position it exactly so you can line it up so you've got your even edges. Okay, that will have to do. So that's why it's super important to line up properly before you stick your little jar down onto your coloured piece. So then we've got the connecting pieces, so that you're going to see where it's shining through the jar, and we're going to just continue that and add the stems and add the flowers, so it makes it look like it's coming out of the jar. You don't have to put your glue all the way up if you don't want to, so just make sure that little join lines up pretty well. I should have take my pick tool out, but I haven't taken it out. Never mind. And then this little piece is going to be super fiddly. I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of glue. If you've got some tweezers, I would recommend that you use them. And apologies, I've bumped the camera again with my hoodie because I'm filming early in the morning and it's a bit cold. And then this one here, I probably could have got a little bit lower down or higher up in the jar rather with this one, so I had a little bit more of a solid piece here. As you can see, this little bit is a little bit flimsy. Add some glue there. I can add that on, so you need to get right over the top of it and look down so those joins are nicely lined up. I've just overlapped them a little bit to give it a little bit more character, and then this last one will go over here. So once again, it's probably a good idea to get a little bit of glue near that junction line of where it meets the jar as well, just so that doesn't lift up and ruin the illusion of it coming out of the jar. Okay, so if you want to pop any dimensionals or anything there, you can. So now you can see the stems are in the jar, the little hearts are sort of like water, and I've pre-tied your little bows, so you can pop that on just with a little bit of a glue dot. I'd actually roll the glue dot up so it's a little bit narrower, and then stick the bow onto there and just stick that so it looks like it's the bow's going around the jar. So there you have it. That's our last shaker card. I hope you've enjoyed that. Thanks again for supporting me and for purchasing the kits from me. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I do have a YouTube channel and it's got all sorts of tips and tricks and other cards and stuff on there as well. So if you want to jump on there and like and comment on some of my posts, that'd be fantastic. Thanks again for watching. Happy stamping, and I hope to see you at classes soon. Have a great day. Bye.